Welcome to the Real Estate Rush Hour, the only show where you'll learn more in 60 minutes than most investors learn in 6 months of YouTube University. I'm your host, Onaje Barnes, and every week we pack one full hour with the hottest strategies, wildest stories, and smartest experts in real estate from across the country. No fluff, no gurus with rented Lambos, just straight hardcore game delivered fast enough to make your commute feel like a masterclass. If you're trying to build cash flow, level up your portfolio, or just avoid buying a house with a surprise hole in the roof, you're in the right place. Before we dive in, do me a favor, like the video, drop a comment so the algorithm thinks we're smarter than what we really are, and subscribe unless you enjoy missing some money making information. I didn't think so. All right, seatbelts on because this is the real estate rush hour where the smart investors clock in.
I'm all about goal setting. I do. Me and the wife normally do twice a year. One mid goal, and then one around this time. And the big change that we're going to do this year is inviting the kids into it. So, with that being said, I'm just passing on the mic. Amy, how's it going? Tamala, Lionel. And I'll be back and forth because I got my VA working on a project and he's asking me some questions. So, yeah, we can jump on in. Anybody can come on up for sure, but just jump on in and see what's
Happy
going
New
on.
Year, Onaje.
Happy pre New Year as well.
Yeah. How you been? How was your
You know,
Christmas?
my Christmas was good. Christmas was
Yeah.
good. I got
Yeah.
to chill out.
Good. Did you stay in Houston?
I went to Austin actually.
You did. You were in my neck of the woods. Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. My wife's family is from they live in Kyle, which is like not a
Yeah.
small town anymore.
No, it is not. It is not.
It's really trippy to see how like that place is like that place had a I think they had a lupe tortilla or something like that. I was like, man, what's going on here?
Yeah, Kyle kind of blew up for sure. And it'll just continue. I think the next big metroplex area is going to be Austin and San Antonio.
Yeah, I agree. I've been saying that for a while. That's not
Yeah.
even. I think the only thing that's stopping them from being like called like DFW is just the fact I think culturally they're so different that they
Yeah.
probably rebel against it. But
Well, but
otherwise, I
so
agree.
was Dallas and Fort Worth forever. Like Fort Worth doesn't feel anything like Dallas at all. Like they're but yeah, it's definitely interesting for sure. Yeah, we don't like each other. That's for sure. Nobody in San Antonio likes Austin. And Austin is is what it is. So, but we'll see. We shall see. But
Hmm.
everything in between there is going to grow like crazy for sure.
It
So.
sure is. It sure is.
hmm So what are we talking about today? Goal setting.
Yeah, we just talk about goal setting, seeing what people got going on. I know for myself, I got a few goals, and always trying to do the goals. But yeah, I mean that's yeah. I wanted to see what people had going on for 2026. How do we turn dream to actual tangible goals that are smart goals that we can actually execute on? So a lot of time people kind of come in these clubhouse rooms and yeah, listen, but how do we take action? Taking action.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's I don't know if I were to give my advice, it's I started doing this a couple years ago and it's helped me kind of focus a little bit. So I pick a theme word, like I have a theme for the year, right? And then I try to pick a couple actions that will manifest that kind of theme, right? So whatever that is. So I think 2024, my thing was to be intentional, right? So I had a couple ways that I manifested that. Um, and it was all about, okay, if I'm going to be intentional, I need to purposely network with the right people and then actually meet them, right? So that's what I did. And so I would go onto LinkedIn. I knew that LinkedIn was my place that I wanted to grow my network, so I purposely did that. I kind of doubled my following there. But then once I connected with them on LinkedIn, I said, "Hey, here's my calendar. Let's meet," right? So I wanted to be intentional that way. So I did that and a couple of other things, and grew my network there. And so this year I've already picked my word. It's or my theme. It's be positive. So and then I'm going to manifest that in a couple of ways. So that's how I'm doing it. So
Love
Hi,
it, love it,
guys.
love it. Hey, come jump in, Tom. How's it going?
Oh, it's good. It's good. So, remember we talked about, my mom has a house, but it's a townhouse, right? So I was going to do the HELOC and so forth. Well, because of her HOA to rent it out, it would cost us so much money till we would almost be at a negative cash flow
Hold on,
because
they're charging you to rent it out. How's that work?
yeah, well, the bylaws have like like you have to pay an extra fee and I have to register it with the state. So therefore, I would lose her over 65 and homestead. So I talked to a
Well,
tax attorney.
they have a fee for.
Right. So this is her
Where are
place.
you
Is
at?
we're in Dallas. So what she
I
did
heard
was,
about something. What you got to break that down to me.
so what it is because they had a homestead because of the bylaws of the HOA. You know how strong the HOAs are in Texas. So it has some kind of like a service fee because they don't want it to get above a certain degree or they won't be able they get FHA funding or something. So they want to make the people who own it to live in it and they've reached their capacity. So to discourage other people, they have I have to look at the thing of what they call a fee. And so I had my mom's I got her a real estate attorney because I wanted him to look over some things and add me to the deed and so forth. And if they do that, it's definitely not cash flowing because I'm giving up the over 65 as well as the homestead. And
I
then if
mean,
they have,
technically, you're going to have to eventually give that one up anyway.
yeah, so I'm thinking the overhead fee would be, I don't even know, but he's gonna look into it. But this is like when because she's owned the property for 30 years. So this is they just kept on with the same thing. So it's been no modifications. This is like the old school something. So
How'd you
her
find out about this HOA fee for renting
because she already has a $450 HOA, right? So I told her when I
per
wanted
year or per month?
per month. You see? So that already eats into, and then when I give up those other two things, so I was trying to do everything to be sure I'm logistical in what decision I make. And so I talked to a real estate attorney for him to look at everything. And he said, well, here are the things that I want you to know in advance. And so when I did do that, that's when he said, did you know about this? I said, no, of course I didn't know about that. And then he said, that's in the bylaws. And so I said, well, what will we need to do to bypass it? And then he was like, then, he's investigating it. He said, but, you'd have to spend money and get people on the same page because everyone is on that same page. So I was like, shoot. So
yeah,
I'm working with that.
you can sue the HOA, and a lot of HOAs don't have a lot of money. And
Hmm.
so they sometimes it's not worth the hassle. Uh, they'll instead of going to court, if somebody
Hmm.
actually challenges the HOA, it just depends on the HOA. You have to kind of they're supposed because you're an HOA member, they're supposed to provide you with like financials so you can see where they're sitting. And if they don't have a lot of money to fight a lawsuit, they're a target. And so you can go, I'm going to sue you for this because there's no way you should be able to not allow me to rent my property. It's not really legal, nor should but your mom signed a contract, so it's contract law is what it is. But you can fight it a little bit, or you can try to fight it and see what they do. But that's gonna, that's like an attorney letter and trying to shake them down. But and sometimes it'll work, and sometimes they don't want to fight it, and they'll just let you do it. But it's worth whatever an attorney's gonna charge you to write them a letter to see if they'll allow you to do it.
That's what s- I've been doing. And so I was talking with her about it and she was like, She said if it's going to be a lot, she'd rather just sell it and then we buy additional properties because the house is already paid for, and then we could, move that direction. So I'm looking at all aspects to see what would be the most beneficial.
If you've got a lot of equity in it, I would definitely, if you do choose to sell it, wait until after like maybe February. Right now is not a good time to sell. Hopefully, the rates will come down as soon as we get a new Fed chair in there, and that'll hopefully increase your buyer pool. But then you also want to take a look at, like, make sure you do a 1031 because you don't want to pay taxes on that for
Oh,
sure.
definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely on that.
Yeah.
And it's her primary resident, primary residence, and I'm not on that. But
Yeah.
yeah, and so that's the thing that she was, I was kind of, I want to be respectful of her position too, but so we're trying to do the logistics on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Always fun. HOAs, man. Sometimes you
That one's a new one.
that's
But
a new one. I've never heard of that, but yeah.
yeah, but you're right. You probably can at least threaten a sue, and just the threat of the lawsuit itself over something that, frankly, I mean, renting property is about as regular in America as you can get. I just don't see how they can. I don't see the legality around them adding an additional fee on top of like that. That can't be legal. I mean, I know they can roll it in, but I just don't see how that could hold up in court.
Yeah, but I think that's just to because it's
It's a
like the old
deterrent.
school. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a deterrent. And even my best friend, she was going to take a contract and work in Hawaii for a year, so she was going to rent her house out, and her HOA has it where they can't rent. I've never understood. I was like, oh no, mine is nothing like that.
Well,
But
there's a
hers,
lot of those old school laws. I do remember seeing something in the news a few years ago around some areas in Dallas that the HOAs were declining Section 8 tenants or whatever versus regular tenants, and that shit fully got shot down. Um, so I do remember hearing something about that some years ago. I, I can tell you right now that's about as illegal as you can get. Um, but these guys, they they out there getting me. I got a I got hit with a transfer fee a few weeks ago. I think it was about a week or two ago when I closed on my I closed on a cash out refi, and my bad guys. Yeah, let me get this dude up out of here. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, I got hit with a transfer fee, and they charged me just for doing a refinance. I got charged about $1,500 just on doing a refinance on one house. I was like, what in the hell? Um, so they out here doing it. But anyway, getting back to it. Hey, it's a couple people in the room, guys. For sure, please go ahead and share out the room. This is the real estate rush hour. I was going to cancel, but I wanted to be a little bit consistent and just talk about goal setting for 2026. See what people got going on. What do you got going on? Anything we can help you with. And just going into the new year, very intentional. The market's all over the place a little bit. Interest rates and things like that. We'll see. And we're not even guaranteed to have good rates come new Fed chairman time. I believe that's going to be in May when the new one's installed. But we'll see. They pretty much, I think his economic advisor looks like he's going to get the job, but we'll see. It's not guaranteed. Miss Cindy, what's going on with you? How's it going? Long time no hear.
Hey, Onaje, real quick before I go on, did you say it was illegal to refuse Section 8 tenants?
Really, it should. I mean, that's HUD 101. I mean,
I don't. So
that's
I
federal.
know that
It might
I
be
know
legal
that.
at the state level.
I don't know. It's something that a bunch of landlords here in New York have been fighting, and they've actually been able to win it. I guess under the basis of like they require, um, somebody to come in and do inspections, and then there's some sort of like loophole to be able to like no, thank you. I'll have to review that with my fellow landlords, but yeah, I know people who do not rent to Section 8. And
Yeah, you can it just depends on the municipality. In Austin you can't, and maybe in Houston you can't either, but certain parts of the state you can have in your rental criteria like the source of income, and so therefore you can say I
I've seen that. Yeah,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can say I don't want any Section 8 in
Mhm.
the property. So, but in Austin you can't do that. In Houston, I'm pretty sure you can't do that in Houston either.
Municipality
Well,
based.
well,
Okay,
well.
that's good to know.
Let me
I'm
clarify what I'm saying, Cindy.
okay.
Um, as a landlord, you don't have to take Section 8, right? I think that's what Amy just said.
Okay, I
It's I
got what you're
agree, right?
saying.
But a
Yep.
municipality or an HOA declining saying you can't take Section 8 tenants,
Oof. Yeah, yeah.
that's not legal. Like that's in Tomlin's situation where the HOA is saying, and I've heard this out of Dallas where I think a HOA was trying to decline a Section 8 tenant. I think that's illegal as hell.
Yeah.
Now, as far as a landlord, yes, a landlord can decline
I
Section.
gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah. So for me personally, like I'm not against Section 8. I want it to be a smaller portion of my tenants after what I just went through this past year. But one of my criteria is if you get 100% of your rent, covered by Section 8, that tells me you got too much time on your hands and you're probably finding trouble. And that's just me speaking from experience. So, that's going to be a new criteria of mine. um,
Just,
so
just, just, just don't be public with that specific criteria, right? That needs to be
sure.
your undercover wink, wink criteria.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, I don't even really openly market anymore because I just uh yeah, I want to be very um selective. Thank you very much. Yeah, so goals for this year, um I just want to put like survive. We're moving to I don't know where in about 6 months. And that is an overseas move technically from Hawaii. So currently I'm in New York, working on a duplex I currently or recently bought. I'm gonna turn that around. One of my goals, honestly, besides there's like one situation I could foresee like being the exception, but one of my goals is like don't freaking buy, Cindy. Do not buy another property. It's so true. I've been doing a lot of reflecting and I look at my portfolio. I'm like, man, is this something that I'd be proud? This is supposed to be my legacy. Is this something I'd be proud to hand off to my kids? And the honest answer is no. So I just want to make sure that everything is solid. Um, at some point, I will have a push for growth so that I can have like a full time me here. The business can afford it because I'm not doing any more third party property management. Nope. So yeah, just basically make sure everything is stabilized. I have an couple assisted living facilities that we really need to make sure, is full, has a wait list. We're rock solid on our training because, like, honestly, we've just kind of been in survival mode. And I can't say that I'm super proud of our facility. And we're headed in the right direction, but it's just because we've just been trying to put our oxygen mask on. Um, so yeah, basically be full with awesome tenants and residents, have a wait list, and just further stabilize. I would love to exercise like the private lending leg of things more. I did a few loans this year and it was quite fulfilling and beautiful just sending money out and having it come back with friends. And I didn't have to do any work besides some due diligence on the front end. So I'm hoping to have a low key year this year.
I will say that's pretty. I don't know. It's a very honest assessment of where you are, and I think everybody goes through it, Cindy. Like there was times on some of my properties where same, like you're just trying to get through it, especially if you're in like mid rehab or you're having to turn your tenant base or and it's not the property you want it to be. Like, oh Lord, girlfriend, I have so been there.
I appreciate that. That was my year this year. Like,
Yeah.
um, I have 25 units. I either evicted or pushed out 8 tenants. So you
Oh
do
my
the math
God.
on that.
I know.
And and I
Oh,
spent like 60 grand between legal fees and fixing the damage, because I went through a property management company, they put some shitty tenants in there, and one of them like tried to assault me a couple summers ago. Like, oh, I needed a fresh start. It was a
Yep.
hard year, if I'm honest, but it was something that needed to happen, and it did. I mean, I think 2026 is going to be. I've been sowing the seeds. Now it's time to start to enjoy the fruits of the labor just a little bit. And by that, it's probably just going to look like some peace in 2026.
Yeah.
So much
You're
needed.
due. You're due after this year. You're due.
Yes.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I remember buying an apartment complex. This was, I guess, 8 years ago or so. And the seller completely lied to me, said it was 80% occupied. And when I got there, it was 60. And but then I had to evict so many of the tenants because they weren't paying, they were non-paying, that I got down to 20% occupancy, no joke. And I had to rebuild it from there. Like it was like talk about like, and I had investors that I came in with me on this deal and talk about like the investor calls. Holy crap. Like I was in, but we got through it and we ended up making a profit on it, but it was a hellacious year. Like it was horrible. So I feel your pain, girlfriend. I feel it.
Yeah, hey everybody. So today, guys, we just did a quick one. We wanted to jump on. I wanted to jump on to make sure that we stay consistent. Today, real estate rush hour. We're just talking about goal setting 2026, popcorn style. Wanted to definitely say hello to Miss RB because I know she didn't really. I know she wanted to come on and say hello. But just going around seeing how people are doing. My man Sawan, what's up in the building? A lot of people in the building. But again, we talk about goal setting. What are we trying to do? Again, I'm with you, Cindy. It's been a rough year tenant wise. Everybody I've talked to, it's been very, very rough. Again, when you have turnover, I've always said this: the more turnover you have, frankly, the more the higher the cost, the higher the turns. I mean, this business does not work well when you have a lot of turnover, and we most certainly had a lot of turnover as well. I just think that's where the market is. A lot of tenants don't really want to pay, so a lot going on. Miss RB, what's going on with you? We talking about goal setting. Hello, how's
Hey,
it going?
brother. I'm hearing what you're saying about the whole tenant situation, and I don't know what it's like in your locale, but the quality of tenant just doesn't seem to be there here. I have usually, my specialty is helping people acquire multifamilies on the residential side, so 4 units and less. So a lot of the times I'm helping people to purchase the multifamilies. And then because of that, my team, not myself, helps them to lease out the units so that they can generate revenue. And it's just the same complaint across the board. The people that are currently like showing up for these units are just not good quality. And it's not whether they have a housing voucher or something like that, just the quality of people that have been applying for the units just seems to have shifted, at least in my locale. So that's been problematic because now you don't want to just throw somebody in there, and especially in our state because it's a little bit more tenant friendly. You want to make sure that you have the right match of a person. It's causing people to have their units empty a little bit longer. And obviously, that's not good, right? Vacancy is the enemy of any landlord. So that's kind of what's been happening in our locale. A lot of the people that have been previously quality renters, it seems like there's a little bit of a shift in our locale where people are looking to, with all of the incentives and initiatives that are in place in our city and all the grant assistance and stuff like that. Like they even have this one program that gives up to $100,000 towards your down payment and closing costs. A lot of people are shifting to affordable housing co-ops or either these other housing opportunities. And they're offering them incentives where they don't even have to really come out of the pocket. So maybe that's what's happening. I'm not really sure, but it definitely has been a shift. I have like now 4 vacant units right now of my own, and I have some other people that are kind of coming across the same thing. The quality of tenant is just not really there, and it could also be the time of the year, right? Because around the holiday season, a lot of people aren't looking, and I have something that just became available. I think you have one too, right, Onaje? That just became available.
Oh, girl, I got units available.
Horrible, disgusting. That's disgusting. Oh,
The
yeah.
plural.
So.
No, units
Listen,
are
that's
the
why you don't
mansion.
let people talk you into purchasing things that you cannot float in a bad case scenario where you don't have tenants, because this is the time that people are really feeling it, right? Those purse strings get a little bit tight when you don't have cash flow coming in from those, from all of the units, you know? So um yeah, trying times. So we're trying to figure it out day by day.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. But yeah, it's you know, look, I think we all know it. We're feeling it. The tenants are feeling it. Everybody's feeling it. You got less jobs. You're gonna have worse tenants. The scams. I know me and Gilbert talk a lot about these scams out here, or whatnot. So you know, it's tough. But you know, this ain't my first rodeo going through tough economic times. So, honestly, I look at it as, you know, I don't. I'm not I'm not running to go buy some new stuff, but I'm actively looking at, just because even though I've got some vacancy going on, I do understand deals when you see them. So anyway, definitely want to holler at my man Ellis and so on, see what y'all got going on, and of course my man Gilbert. But again, 2026, what are some goals we got going on? How we gonna go about getting them? So we can make some stuff happen, or continue to make some stuff happen. Let's say that.
Man, I just
Well,
want to jump in really quick and just say, man, I appreciate a lot of the sentiment people have shared already. And, you know, as far as like goal setting, I think always for me, you're never too old, right? Never too old to learn, not, you know, to keep learning, to be a better operator. I think, you know, when I do my self assessments, one thing I can do better moving forward is just be a better operator, because you know we talk about the scams and everything. I got my fair share of scams in 2025. People ran on me, you know, for the second consecutive year. For the first time in a long time, American credit scores are falling. A lot of people aren't talking about that. They're not talking about how the dollar lost so much value in 2025. So, you know, there's a lot of pressure out here right now. So, a lot of people, I've heard survival. That's kind of what it is right now. A lot of people are in survival mode. It's eat or be eaten. And so, right now, it's just playing a lot of defense for me, you know, to kind of protect myself. And then also, to be honest, man, I got to clean up some of my balance sheet too. That's 2026 goals to, just reduce some of the revolving credit I have out there. But it's just to continue to learn and become a better operator, because that's where, you know, I got hurt a lot in 2025.
No, I love that, because sometimes I don't know about you, Gilbert. I mean, I know you play some football and some basketball, but as they say, you know, sometimes the best defense is a good the best defense wins championships. Let me say that. And being smart defensively can help you survive during certain situations. Again, full transparency. I just did a big refi because I wanted to get some more cash. I want to get some more cash just so I can stay safer. You know, now that may be offensive or defensive for somebody, but that's how I looked at it. You know, and again, I think Ellis put it in the chat. You know, when you got a lot of turnover. For me, I got a lot of legacy units. They're older. They needed upgrades. They need upgrades. And unfortunately, when the market's like this, you can't be running around here with units that are in bad shape, and you're trying to get rented. You're trying to track good tenants. I mean, it's already hard enough to track good tenants, but if your units ain't in good shape, that's even worse. So, you know, we out here. What say you, Mr. Ellis? See my man Swan in the building. What's going on?
what's up, everybody? Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all those good things. Um, Shoot, right now, I am enjoying the planning right now. I haven't planned as much. At least I didn't plan as much as I did last year around this time. I didn't plan as much as I'm planning right now. So I'm grateful for the time that I'm spending with my journal, planning for, business wise, what I like to accomplish, who I need. What One of my biggest goals for, actually the biggest goal in general for this upcoming year, is focusing on the team, is having the right people in place with the right titles, with the right responsibilities. So when it's on, is on. I'm able to maximize, because every time I've won big, it's because I had the right people in place to be able to take on more. And so I like I honestly feel like right now I don't have the best setup in my team. So I'm spending a lot of time, you know, focusing on who do I need, because if there is a time where we're acquiring more, or you need an influx in cash, right? You need to wholesale more deals or whatever the case is, or you need to raise more money. If you don't have the right team to get more deals or the right team to, you know, make some extra money with that extra marketing dollar, um, you can't maximize. So that's kind of my thing that I'm focusing on right now. Is just taking this time to plan out, putting dates on it, figuring out who I need, and a lot of stuff I'm really doing my best to implement right now. You know, so it's so funny. Like last week when I was planning, I had wrote this out for my acquisition company. About who I'm hiring, how much money I'm spending on marketing. Don't necessarily know how I'm doing the things that I want to do, just like because business is faith based, and literally got a call from Andrell. so Andrell hit me today like, "Yo, Sawan, I want to partner with you on the acquisition business," and I'm like, "Oh, let's meet right now." Literally, she called me a whole 60 seconds into the phone call. I'm like, "Let's meet right now and talk about it." So yeah, I'm doing a detailed planning. I always do my best to have a date. I do my best to be as specific as possible. So I'm enjoying the planning that I'm doing.
You calling out all the good parts of a proper SWOT analysis, right? Like, and that's I don't know if y'all catching up on that, right? When we talk about SMART goals and SWOT analysis, you know, a lot of times, especially on social media, we talk about, oh, well, you can make this kind of money, you can make these millions, and everybody's talking about the things that can go right, but nobody wants to talk about the things that go wrong, and focusing on the things that can potentially be wrong in a situation is how you actually get success. Focusing on who do I need around me to make something happen? Not just having a goal, not just having a dream, not just having an idea, but how do we execute on that, right? It involves what my man's talking about, a plan, but it involves people. Who are the people around you that's going to help you do that? Right? How much do they cost? What is their time? What is their incentive? What do they need to partner with you to put their energy and effort into a situation that you want to do? Like, how do you motivate somebody to say, hey, I want to partner with Gilbert on X, Y, and Z? How can I incentivize him, right, to make sure that this works for both of us, right? I think a lot of people, I'm not gonna call a person out, but I had a long conversation with a friend of mine about a mutual friend, and he's so transactional, and he cannot get over the hump. This dude, his connections are amazing, but they never connect, they never develop into anything for him because he's so transactional. And when I say transactional, for him, everything is about him. How can I win? How can I do this? How can I whatever? And he's not thinking about, well, I want to partner with this person. How can they win?
Right.
Right. Yeah, I just think that's important, and definitely important when you talk about planning, and I'm just calling it out like, hey, my man's talking about planning, but he's not just saying ideas, right? He's saying, what do I need to execute? What's the payroll look like? What are the people who's working with me? Who's partnering with me? What is that person gonna do? What am I gonna do? Right? How do we make this work long term? Ain't no point in starting a partnership on a short term basis, right? So anyway, love all the good stuff. Sawan, as normal, always dropping gems. We're here every right now, guys. We might change in the new year. Right now, we're on Mondays at 6 p.m. Central. It's still a little bit of a tough time for us, so we hang with us if we change up the times or whatnot. But this is the real estate rush hour. We're talking goal setting in 2026. Mr. Dwayne, what's going on? I don't know if Dwayne or Kimberly's here. How y'all doing? Dwayne going once.
Real quick,
Oh,
another
jump
thing.
in, brother. I
Yeah.
know I cut you off. Jump in.
No, no,
I'm
no.
here.
That,
I didn't know they changed the
yeah.
microphone.
Yeah. Real quick, Mr. Dwayne. And one thing I was on the way. I was driving earlier. My little cousin called me, and I just briefly mentioned to him like, hey, you writing down your goals and stuff, and he was giving me a bunch of goals, and it was great. But I also was just telling him he's a little younger than I am. Just like, don't forget about outside of your business. Don't forget about your personal and your spiritual, your family goals, all the goals you should be you should be planning out and thinking about. Because I mean, it would suck to be to do so well in business, but not have a personal life. So
You're gonna
uh,
crash out. Facts. You,
facts.
you're gonna you're gonna 100% crash out. You're gonna 100% be unhappy. You're 100 like it ain't gonna work. I mean, I'm with that 100%. I mean, it just can't be regular. Like for me, one of my goals going in 2026, I started out 2025 working out pretty good, and then I fell off the last 3 months. So one of my immediate goals is developing more consistency with working out. And then another one of my goals is to spend more time with my kids. So I'm actually combining a goal to make sure that I'm working out with my son. I woke up at like 1 o'clock last night and he was in there doing some sit-ups. So I'm like, okay. And I got up this morning. I'm like, okay, that's something that I can do to accomplish two goals in one, right? And that's the kind of that's and again, and that's not got nothing to do with business, but those are things that I want to do because this whole game is really about being happy in life and trying to get what you need done in life, because ain't no point in being rich if you ain't got nobody to share it with. But yeah, that's how we rolling. Ellis, I think you were jumping in there. I don't know if I skipped over you, brother.
No, 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 I'm good. Hey, Najee. Yeah, I've got a couple goals, both health wise and financially. I'm kind of going all in on my title challenge properties. I'm also going to be opening up in a newer market in Nevada and spinning off a division called Deed Clear. So we're going to be working with title companies and escrow companies about clearing deeds, etc. I'm going to make myself more accessible too. I actually, after all these years, I actually started a real estate investment club back in 2007, and I kind of stepped back, but I joined another club the other day because I found that there were so many people that are stuck with this, in this down cycle that they need help. So I'm just going to make myself more available to people that still are, out there. Because I think what's going to happen is the people that stay in the business. I'm going to be very helpful to them because I'm very impressed that they're not just fly by nighters. Because when the easy stuff is gone, when the low hanging fruit is gone, this is really the people that really want to learn the business. So I was really happy to kind of join this new group out here in Southern California to make myself available to the newer people to help solve problems. But on the health side, I've been on this health kick lately. I joined a 6 month fitness challenge, and I'm about 4 months into it now. And it's been crazy because part of the thing is you got to work out. But with weights 3 days a week, 5 days a week, you have to do some sort of workout, and then you have to get 70,000 steps per week. That's been like kicking my butt, but I've been doing it since August, and we're going to have a big reunion in Tulum, Mexico, in March to kind of celebrate everybody sticking through it for 6 months. So it's been, and I intend to continue it too because it's really kind of kicked my butt. Like you said, Anaje, you can't enjoy all this success without with your health and with people you love. So I've been really focusing on that this last 2 quarters.
Oh, yeah, and man, and you hit on a couple things, and that's kind of like I said, it's you hit on another one of my major goals is just being more intentional, being more available to people, keeping it real, and again, I like to keep it real, stats wise, income wise, and stuff like that. Look, if people who are not paying attention, we've got the billionaire class, and that's about a 0.5% of the population. But 1% of the population own all the wealth, got half of the wealth in America. 50% of the population has negative wealth. They're under the poverty line. 50% has a negative net worth. And for me, we're kind of all in this together. And I know me and Gilbert, we joke about this offline a lot about how a lot of our tenants are looking at us, for lawsuits and getting over on us and blah blah. And I'm like, man, well, I'm just a regular guy. I am much closer to you financially as a layperson than I am Elon Musk statistically, right? Like that's just how the math works. So for me, I do think this is a next year. It's important for me to make myself more available, just in general, to kind of help that next person come up, because for me, I truly believe we're kind of all in this together as Americans, and that's something that I'm really really passionate about. So, hey guys, again, we are moving around. Come on up if you want to, man. Casey, you better come on up here, bro. Kicking in the audience, we ain't doing all that. Kimberly, Fernando, Cheryl, please jump in if you want. I don't know if Dwayne, was you there? Um, whoever's up next. Like I said,
Yeah, I was there.
um, feel free to jump in, man.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dwayne Carter. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. Been a loan officer on and off about 10 years. My goal for 26 is getting into the development of affordable housing. I met with actually a builder developer today, so we looking to do like a partnership. I'll do the lending part as far as like the first time home buyer program. He'll build the homes, and then we looking at doing about 20 homes next year. So that's my goal for 2026. Stepping out and trying something new.
We're gonna do some of the tax credit stuff. I think we got Mr. Tax Credit KZ on the up here.
Yeah, definitely. I've been trying to get in touch with you, KZ. I shot you an email.
Yeah, hey man, Dwayne. Hey, yeah, what's going on? Yeah, my bad, man. Yeah, let's shoot me another email, man. I'll be sure we respond and get some schedule for you, together to talk about how we can collaborate in the new year for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. My man, oh, I'm glad you brought the room back today.
Hey man, I was thinking about you. I was about to cancel. I think Miss Jackie called me because I was about to cancel. She said, "I thought you was canceling." I said, "You know what? I had KZ in my ear, and he was like, 'I missed you. You just didn't even show up.'" So you can thank Miss Jackie. Well, you can thank KZ, y'all, because he was in my ear the other day, and I was thinking about you about right 10 minutes beforehand. I said, "Man,
Oh
I got
my
to hear this
man.
dude mouth."
These rooms be dope, man. I'm glad RB brought these back for sure.
Got going on. Kimberly, Fernando, Cheryl, are y'all available?
Hey, how's everybody?
Good, good.
Good, good. So for 2026, I'm basically needing to put some force behind my real estate sales business. So I'm changing some things up there and I'm trying to be very intentional with my business plan, a lot of the goal setting with just different ways for me to market to sellers, just a lot of other creative ways to get seller clients, getting buyer clients in the process. But doing these home buyer seminars and these just certain things that some strategies that I'm gonna kind of really really dial into this year that I have not in the past. Um, Getting into social media, which is another thing that I've not embraced, but I'm gonna go ahead and jump off the porch this year. And outside of that, outside of just really trying to ramp that up. Also, we're trying to get a couple of REO clients in the brokerage. So we'll have some REO listings because we do see a wave of foreclosures starting to pop up. So, before we get too heavy with that and miss the boat, um, trying to get set up with a couple of these asset managers, just to give the
So
brokerage.
you have a brokerage, Kimberly?
I'm the associate broker at the brokerage that I'm at. But my brokerage is looking to retire. So initially I left the brokerage. I went with EXP, but my broker is looking to retire. We had a conversation and he was just talking to me we were talking about succession. So we sat down and went over numbers and different things like that. So he's thinking within 2 years he'll be ready to be out, and that'll give me enough time to do what I need to do to be prepared to
Well,
purchase.
I will absolutely tell you, you got to focus on lead generation, digital marketing, social media. You got to,
Yes.
and you don't have to be. And and I'm sure we've actually got quite a few experts up here. I know my man, because every wholesaler knows how to do this. So I know someone's an expert on this. I'm just flat out calling him an expert, right, Swan?
Bro, I'm telling you, talking to Andrell earlier today, it was hilarious. I mean, let's be serious. There's not very many people who has ever spent $20,000 a month on marketing. Like, and she's just like, oh, you don't want to go to Charlotte and Raleigh and to all. I'm like, marketing is specific, and it's just to maximize dollars. You got to know where to go, how to go, and you got to do it. And a lot of people are not doing it. And so, one word of encouragement, my sister, is to please stop saying trying. Please stop saying trying. You know, just say what you're
Let's
doing.
turn
Like,
that
just
into doing.
yeah, just take the word try out, and everything that you're saying is great. You know, yeah. But
Duly noted.
market. Yeah, amen. Thank you for not taking that the wrong way. Um,
Yeah, and just getting into that just a little bit more. I would again, I think my man Ellis put SMART goals in the chat. If you don't know what those are, please look those up. But the point is, you want to be very specific. So we just don't want to say social media or marketing. What specifically are you trying to do, right? And I think in your word, I'm gonna just lead the witness. I mean, you need to drive leads for your brokerage or yourself, right? Like that's what you need to be focused on. And so, even just piggybacking off of Sawan, one of our good friends, one of the original founders of the Lunch and Learn, Miss Brandy Sam, she converted over to being a realtor, and she's very, very specific on her marketing, very specific, and she's having a lot of success with it because she is micro targeting very hard in a specific area, specific zip codes within Houston. She's not even trying to do marketing all over the city of Houston because Houston's a big ass place, right? She's going hardcore in becoming an expert in very specific neighborhoods, right? That's kind of how you want to get down. Be an expert at something, right? And if you are a brokerage, what areas of town are you expert in, right? Be that. That is your brand. Whatever you create a brand, right? Be known for something, and go hard with it, right? Be an expert at it. Go into the areas that you want to go into, but you don't have to go hit that whole area. So, just a couple little tips there. Social media wise, for me, I think in 2026, I think lead generation is more important than social media.
amen.
We right? Like I think social media was the term 3, 4, 5 years ago. I think that's not the term in 2026. I think it's about lead generation because when you talk about social media, you mentally are trying to compete with people who have hundreds of thousands of followers. Half of those people, those followers are fake. And I think we're in a cycle of social media where people aren't just massively following people the way they used to, right? But I know people with 3 and 4 thousand followers that's driving 3 or 400 grand of revenue a year through lead generation. And I also know people with 50, 60, 100,000 followers that can't figure out how to make no money. And like I got personal stories. You remember that Gilbert, that lady that I was telling you about that was staying with me in the short term rental that's quite famous. She got probably over 500,000 followers. That lady broke as a joke. Cause
Yeah, that, that
yeah,
that's a recurring theme too. It's another guy I know that has like over 50,000 followers. He's really good at producing content, but a lot of times people get social media production confused with actually making money.
And I like when you mentioned, about becoming an expert, in one thing. I know they say, I know we all heard the saying like have seven different streams of income, but I really do believe though if you do become like an expert in that one thing, you can create seven different streams on that one thing versus doing seven different things. Not to say that you still can't invest in other things, but I do believe becoming an expert and then the opportunity start to come to you.
that well said, and I think that comment, Casey. I mean, honestly, that's been my problem for a long time, where I have so many ideas and I want to make money so many different ways, but that's not how you make money, guys. You make money by being an expert, where they feel comfortable coming to you, right? That's how you get your leads up, right? When people say this person is known for that. Right, this person can do this specifically. That's how you get people hollering at you every day, right? That's how people say, "Hey, let me go call him." I want to go build a duplex in Houston. Who am I gonna call, Mister Duplex? And like, how do we know who to go to for certain things? That's where you want to end up being, for whatever you're doing, right? Like, whatever your niche is, find you a lane, right, and figure out how to make money in that lane. Now, the cool thing about life is that don't have to be your forever lane, right? Like, if you want to pivot, cool. But I think the process of under picking a lane, figuring out how to make money in that lane, then actually making money in that lane, I think that is the key, right? Like, figuring out what that takes, what that process is, and then that's a process that you can replicate, right? That's a process that you can absolutely replicate. Love that, Jeff, in the chat. The diversification can be overrated. And that's something that a lot of us learn the hard way. I've most certainly learned that the hard way. Like, okay, let me just stick to what I know, especially in tough economic times, right? You want to speak to what you know, and then Kimberly, once you feel comfortable, like, I know this, and you probably already have something that you are already good at. Once you do that, then you go tell everybody about it. I mean, that's and be consistent about telling them, right? That is a big thing as well. Being consistent around telling everyone about what you're good at. I think that's really how you stay focused on leads, because ideally, right, you got the outbound, you got the inbound, but we want inbound marketing, right? We want inbound leads. That's what we want. We want people ringing our phone off the hook, right? Calling us, texting us, hey, can I meet with you this? That's what we want, right? But people only do that for experts. They want to do that with people that they feel can get something done. So I hope that helps just a little bit. Um, and that's something I definitely want to help people with as well. Just, again, lead generation. It would be the thing I put in your head versus social media. Social media is just the platform to generate leads, but it does not equal leads, if that makes sense. Um, so anyway, hey, what's going on?
Uh,
We're gonna
Jump
have
in,
to
Siobhan.
carry out
So
that topic if we're gonna be on Clubhouse more. We're gonna have to carry
That's a
out
big
that
topic
topic a
right
little.
there, man.
That's such a good topic right there. Just so you can note
Oh
that.
no, I like that for next week, man. I want to do a whole masterclass on this thing. I really want to bring some people together to talk about what lead generation truly looks like, because social media isn't leads. You know what I'm saying? And people are getting very confused about that. And oftentimes we really need to just be focused on leads. What's up, Jackie?
now, no, I was going to say, let me, as you guys know, I've been in business over 12, 13 years doing home care. And the last year, this year rather, we're not done yet, tried me in more ways than I could ever imagine. And so, as we're talking about plans, I have a few things that I've learned over the years, and one of them is my financial planner. She was executive at Travelers for years, and she decided to open her own financial planning place. So she's, got some good knowledge, corporate knowledge. And she said to me, she said, every year that you are operating, revise your business plan. Go over your business plan. Whatever you started out with is not where you are today, and you should revise it. So before you start putting your goals down, revise your business plan, because once you revise your business plan, it'll pretty much help you with your goals for the year, because you'll see where you are not meeting what you said you would do. So in terms of your resources, as Sawan was saying, I looked at my team too, and I said, you know what? My team brought me here, but where I want to go, the team's not going to take me there. So I got to look at my team. Do I have enough resources in terms of capital, in terms of cash on hand, whatever? Do I have enough resources? Look at that. Um, do I have the necessary procedures and policies in place to bring on new people? Because if you're going to bring on new people, you're going to need, policies and procedures to train them. So do you have those in place? You may need to revise them. Do that. Is your finances in order? I just fired my
my CPA. I have to find a new CPA because my books are in disarray. So I got to get them straightened out because this CPA wasn't doing what he was supposed to be. He took on the bookkeeping side of it and he couldn't do it. So those are the things that we have to, go back to basics a little bit. So this week, as we're planning, just look at your business plan and say, how did I do against what I had already planned 4 years ago when I started my business, or last year when I started my business. The next thing that I will say is also, um, a goal is not met on December 31st. A goal is met. Your goals, you have to start meeting your goals on January 1. So when you develop your plan, put together how you're going to meet your plan on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly basis. So it's good to write down that I want to do $2 million dollars, or I want to acquire 20 new properties. How are you going to acquire those properties? So start putting down, what am I going to do on a weekly basis, on a daily basis to get those 20 properties? How am I going to make $2 million? $2 million divided by 365 days of the year, that's, you need to make that amount every day. So it's daily, it's weekly, it's monthly, it's quarterly, it's yearly. You got to break it down because you can't get to December and say, oh my God, I did not make $2 million. No, you got to start making that $2 million on January 1. And I go on mute.
Miss
You
Jackie bringing
feel
the
me? You
fire.
feel me? I see Miss Jack. I love that too, and I want to add something to that too. With I love that a lot, Miss Jack. Like she can hold a master class by herself. Oh,
Oh, she was on it. I wasn't about to
seriously,
interrupt.
she was on it at all. And something too I found on top of that too, like to execute the goals. I think that's what I had struggled with. A long time was the execution part. Right? Was I can come up with the goals, but what was my execution? Plan. And I mentioned this before, in the clubhouse, in the mortgage syndicate a few times. I found I had listened to one of the John Maxwell's audio, and he mentioned the rule of five. And I thought that was a very simple, method to execute goals. And his thought process is, what are the five things you should be doing every single day to accomplish your goals? And he used like an analogy of a tree, right? Like how do you knock down a tree, right? And you swing an axe at it, 5 times a day. And depending on how large that tree is, right, it might take a day to fall, 6 months, a year to fall. So the thought behind it is, what is your tree in life? And then what are the five goals? I mean, five things you should do every day. And like John Maxwell thing, right, was becoming like this multi-million-dollar author, which he became. And his five things that he had to do every day that he came up with was read, write, think, ask questions, and I forget the fifth one. Read, write, ask questions, think. And it was I forget the fifth one. I forget. Or yeah, and file. Basically file his notes. So that was just five things that he did every single day. But I really thought that was like a simple method. The rule of five. Again, what are the five things you should do every single day in order to accomplish your goals?
Man, I love that, boy. Y'all are hot fire, fire. I'm gonna put a pause on this 1 second just so we can address Miss Cheryl with her because this is a real estate room and we want to make sure we answer all questions. So Cheryl, go ahead and explain your situation and we'll get back to the goal setting.
Okay, so thank you, Anaje. Okay, so this is my first time having to deal with a tenant that just, well, yeah, she left without giving 30-day notice. I mean, we did inspections the whole time. I'm wondering what happened since August. It's almost as though they were being revengeful for no reason. I'm shocked.
Welcome to the game.
I mean, I've never seen this. So, and she keeps calling about a security deposit. You're not getting
Oh,
it
oh,
back. This house is in DC. So I have to be very careful, in
so
how I
so
do this.
so one, go
I'm
document
sure.
everything. What state are you in?
Washington D.C.
Okay, so first
Hmm.
things first, we just go out and go get some information. You can Google this. You can chat GPT this. What are the laws of holding back security deposits in your state? You probably already know it,
Mhm.
but just make sure you review that. I would then go document everything, right? Put everything, just create your little Google Drive folder, take a bunch of pictures, upload it to Google Drive, create you a spreadsheet, and put some numbers to that spreadsheet. You don't have to go get this work done yet, but go ahead and put those numbers to that spreadsheet and run that sucker up, right? Run that up. And when I say numbers too, okay, anything, I mean, in my state, it's anything above normal wear and tear. And there's certain things that are not considered normal wear and tear, like carpet isn't always normal wear and tear unless they've done
Mhm.
something specific to it, right? Like, sometimes paint can be normal wear and tear, sometimes it can't, right? Like,
Mhm.
I just have a dog and they chewed up the wall kind of stuff and scratched on the wall. That's not normal, right? So go through that. If y'all, I don't know if y'all, do you know if y'all had a move-in condition form?
I did. I did
Oh,
that. I
perfect.
could do the move out. I have a question too, because the
Yep.
house is hardwood. It's actually the original hardwood. She goes in and she somehow destroys it. It's just, when she went in, it was decent. How does hardwood get soft? So it's like,
Water.
but how does water end up in the living room or dining room?
Kids that don't have parents that say clean this mess up, they just leave it on the floor. But
People
that's what,
trifling.
yeah, no, and so people, everybody lives differently. Everybody lives differently. So I think in this situation, do you give the deposit back? Read your
No,
lease,
we
and
don't have.
know what your lease says about the security deposit, and like Anaje said, document. So
Oh,
if you have like a rent roll, print out your rent roll so you can put in that Google Drive. Take those pictures. Get like you said, it's gonna cost you X amount for a trash out, X amount to fix it up. And it's gonna
And she
cost you
didn't
X
pay her
amount of
last
time.
month. She didn't pay her
wait.
last month
No,
rent.
no, no. So the money wasn't a problem. The money is never my issue for some reason. I never have the money issue. It comes down eventually to personality or what they did. I've just never seen someone, at least I haven't had it, that I just don't know. I mean, we had regular inspections.
It had so let me just say this. First, there's a couple different issues, right? Sometimes you can do everything right and people just trifling. Okay, like people don't have like I literally when I tell you, like if y'all so first of all, if y'all follow me on IG, please go check out me and RB's live this morning where I was talking about this roach infested property I was in. Um, but first things first, you can do everything right and things still go wrong. Okay, so don't view that as a thing for yourself, right? Because people are people, and right now a lot of people just don't give a you know what right now, right? Like
Mhm.
they're on what they own. So that as far as the deposit itself, document your stuff,
Um,
have your before and after, and just give her a straight call. And you send her the Google Drive. You send her, hey, this is the damage. This is what you left on. You left a month or early. Your lease says that you got to give 30 or 60 days notice. You did not get that notice. Therefore, you're being charged with this month rent. Like you can run that number up.
okay.
You see what I'm saying?
So can I ask a direct question? So
Yes.
when she went in, of course, the stove is new. This is new. All this stuff is new. Do I charge her for a full new stove after 6 years?
Do you need a full new stove?
Yes, it's already replaced.
Well, then yeah. That then hit her up, right? So these are you can run that number up, right? Let a judge tell you no. You see
When
what
you
I'm
say
saying?
run the number up, what do you mean? Because I'm wondering, how detailed do I need to be, or is
Oh
like
yeah. So when I
normal?
say run the number up, if you're asking about the stove, then put the stove in there. You
Hmm.
you see what I'm saying?
So
If you're asking about, oh well, I got to repaint this sucker, put the paint in there. Run that number up
we
as
have
high
to
as you
repair
want to run it. I would run that number up
the
at least.
walls.
You
I
know,
mean, the
I would run
walls.
it.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. What I'm
Everything
saying
has
is
to be stamped.
What I'm saying is, if she wants to challenge that,
Hmm.
then let a judge make the decision that your number's too high.
Okay.
You,
Okay.
you you see what I'm saying? So for me, I will receipt everything. if you already bought a new stove, then you add that to the you whatever that number is, you add that to the spreadsheet. If you repainted, you add that to the spreadsheet. Whatever damage that needs to be of with the wood, you add that to the spreadsheet.
The wood
And
has to go. The whole thing is being.
so I but make sure that number is significantly higher than whatever her deposit was. Does that make sense?
It's significant. The whole thing has to be paint. Well, you have to paint it anyway, but we never had to deal with damaged walls before. It's just it's a bit much.
It happens. Yeah, it happens.
I
It's
mean,
okay.
it's
It
like a lot of it is even antique, and
So
it's kind of sad to see it just kind of like now you have to remove it or you have to replace it. When I mean, it's rough.
it can trust me, and I think Sawan will look. We're here having these conversations all the time because we understand. That's number one. Yeah, we might be experts, but ain't nothing ever going right. Every time I get outside of my, if whenever I get outside of my SOPs, I definitely get burned. And even when I have my SOPs, I still get burned. Right? Like it happens 100%. You can't control someone else is actions, right? All you can do is try to mitigate risk and protect yourself up front. And even doing that, all you're doing is trying to mitigate risk, right? And that literally means you're still got risk, right? This game is risky. Now, what I don't want you to do is get down on yourself and say, well, what happened? What did I do wrong? Sometimes we just got to move forward. Sometimes it is what it is and we move forward, right? And part of moving forward is how long was this tenant there?
6 years.
Okay, so we sometimes we take the good with the bad, right? The
Which,
good is you got 6 years of rent payment,
hmm
and you got the good news is you got 6 years of somebody paying down your mortgage. That ain't actually bad at all, to be honest with you. 6 years on the tenant is frankly kind of successful. I think what you got to do now is try to figure out a way to reduce the turnover costs. And it sounds like you got some significant. Um, is this was this laminate hardwood or is this like real hardwood?
real. It's the original. So it's hard. I mean, it's lasted
That's
all this
concerning.
time. How on
Is
God's
it
earth?
buckling or is you just it just look bad?
No, they said it has to go because
can you
all
just
these
put
soft
laminate on
cosmetics,
top of it?
I guess.
Like
Yeah,
LVP,
they
you can
put
put
it.
LVP on top of it, and that way the wood stays there, so you don't have a demolition. You don't
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
Okay,
demolition
so
fee.
when you step on some parts of it, it's soft. Like how does it get soft?
that's weird. That's more than dropping water.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like I took some pictures and put in Chat GPT and they said they drop heavy furniture, they do all this, I don't know. It just according to three
I'm a little.
contractors, it
I'm
just
a.
needs to
Do you, I'm a. Where's the water pipes? I'm a little concerned when you say the wood
um
is soft, because
you
one,
know,
that's
Lord,
not normal.
It's
no, it's
not.
not.
It's not. It's not. It's not normal. But because that's what I'll typically do if I don't if I believe that the
Yeah,
wood
you
floor, rarely is the wood floor not salvageable. You know.
like even if you could like because you could resand it, you could do. But she's talking about soft, actual hardwood. That's problematic. That's long lasting water damage, Cheryl, or possibly worse. Um, I'm
But
assuming
she
you
never told us when anything went wrong. We have to go and find out. It's like
Is it a raised foundation or is it a
raised. When you say raised, what do you mean?
a pier and beam
pier and beam?
The crawl space
crawl
basement.
space like you could crawl up under the house.
No, you can't. It's kind of like a New York house. It's row.
And then it's like concrete.
A slab.
Mm, okay, no. I mean, there's a basement underneath, but there's no way
Then it's raised.
to see the floor. I don't know.
Okay. So let's. Where's the plumbing? So you got. That's where I'm. There's got to be some type of
You're
water
onto
coming
something,
through.
Onaji. There's got to be some moisture and
But
water
there's
damage underneath.
Th-
something.
You got some moisture water damage coming from somewhere. I'm not saying that
Well,
for certain, but it just
mm,
from what you're describing, like hardwood floors, they can look ugly. They can get beat up, right? But if you've got soft wood, as you're describing,
mhm.
then That is it buckling? Do you know if the wood is buckling?
Um, it's definitely obvious. When you say buckling, can you see the separation in the wood and all of
Yes.
that? Yes.
And like there's parts that are like sticking up, like you could, like it's a trip hazard type of thing.
It's a lot of space between it. It hasn't started doing that part yet, but it's
And
obvious that it's something wrong. It's not like the wood that it was before when she went in. It's not tight and perfect. It's just,
so when you say tight, again, I just want to be clear. We're talking like real original wood
I've seen
floors.
this before,
mhm.
and I just had a conversation in a room
It just,
somewhere
yeah, because
before.
these,
What happens is these people don't know how to live on wood floors, and they go in, the kids get ready to mop, and they take that water and they pour it on the floor and they start mopping over. It gets wet below it. The subfloor gets wet. So it
Yeah,
starts to put a little pressure, but it's not enough pressure to pop it and make it buckle,
but it's that
but it's enough
moisture
pressure
just
to,
sitting there.
mm-hmm.
so that's what they did for the last 6 years.
Yeah,
Well,
probably that's how they mop.
but I would chase down, make sure where's your plumbing lines, Roy. That's the only thing
Well,
before
she
we.
was always mopping when I went. I don't know what she was mopping, but
Oh, if she was always mopping,
And then the floor, the
then
mop
she
is
might
all
have been
wet.
pouring it down, like Kimberly was saying. But definitely check. I before you assume is that I definitely want to make sure that your plumbing is not running around there. If your plumbing is
hmm
running around there, just double check that, because again, what we don't want to do is repair and do all this, and we don't have the root cause. Um, off bat, my initial was just thinking about plumbing and a water source happening, right? So just make sure that. Um, yeah, pouring water and mopping on the wood floor is probably not the way. I mean, that's why we got these Swiffers now. I would definitely tell people to use Swiffers to kind of avoid all that water damage. But water is our enemy in real estate for sure. I mean,
That in on just regular floors, some sort of a vinyl peel and stick or some sort of ceramic. But a lot of people that have never really lived and had to take care of a house with wood floors just don't know. And some of these people just send their kids to do everything, and they definitely don't know. So I've seen it, and it's just ironic that she brought it up because I was just in a room, and I don't know if it was here or I don't remember where I was at, but just a couple days ago we were talking about it, and the guy was talking about how the kid is mopping the floor and she goes in and pours the water on the floor and starts swishing it around,
yeah,
and
that
hmm
we're
ain't
all
it.
chiming in about our experience seeing that before. But
So so
yeah,
so
okay. So she
Cheryl,
always
one
had a mop, but I didn't. It didn't occur to me.
that might be it. So Cheryl, I do want you, like I said, double check and make sure how if there's any water source near those soft areas, right?
Okay.
Typically it would be a plumbing line somewhere, right? That's the only. I just want you to
hmm
double check that just to make sure you don't have a larger issue. It sounds more and more like what Kimberly is saying, but even still, here's the learning. Now you know. Now you've been through this, and as experienced landlords, what we do is we just bank all of these experiences, good and bad. Right. So the next tenant you going by and you say, hey, this is the direction. This is how you clean these floors. This is how you handle this situation. We need to be using these Swiffers. We don't need to be using no mops. Right. And for me, I got this long list of landlord rules and addendums, right? And a lot of mine were just the headaches that I had to go through, right? Top of my list is all plumbing and water situations, right? One of the things that we actually put, you mentioned this, and I would urge you to put this in your next lease, is that for us in our lease, it's actually a lease violation if they don't report a problem.
Yeah,
That's-
she has that. It's in our lease, but it just,
yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
it's just, it's like, I mean, she's just the first. I mean, I don't know. Just, I mean, the house had a lot of original with her going in, and it has to come
So
out
so
now.
how
You might
how
as well
much? So
do
here's
everything.
again, how much? I know you're saying all of it, but I would imagine the whole house, if it's like original wood floors,
Right.
the whole house don't need to be replaced. I'm assuming. So go through. in a calm manner,
Um,
sit, breathe, right? Go through and see how much is actually, because you can cut this stuff out and patch it, and
Right.
you can cut, especially on
oh,
wood.
the wood, because of the type of wood, they don't even. It's not like you're gonna find it like that. That's what the contractors are telling me.
No, you get a different contractor opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
get a woodworker, right?
yeah.
So number one, sometimes we don't need contractors for stuff because a contractor only know how to do the work that they've done before, right? Like that. That's just real talk. So let's get a flooring specialist guy that does and go Facebook Marketplace,
Mhm.
right? We put in our hey wood flooring, original wood flooring kind of guy. And you want to get a direct worker on this, and I'm just again, I don't have my eyes on it, but here's what I do know. It's hard for me to believe that all those original woods in the entire house is damaged, right? Now you probably got some really, really bad spots. You probably got a lot of bad spots, but you could cut that out and patch it, then resand the entire floor and restain it. Okay. That is something that I've personally done. I think Sawan would attest to that on that one. That's
Great suggestion. Great suggestion.
Okay.
so that's something like I said, I'm a big hustler on figuring some stuff out, right? So pet floors are very expensive. So before you sign up for replacing those floors, because you do have other aspects of the house to do, and from what you're saying, I mean, we all know floors are one of the big ticket items. So if you can find a way to kind of work around it, it a contractor is absolutely going to tell you to rip everything up and replace it because guess what? That's the most money. That's the best way for him, right? He gonna make the most money on that, and it's the easiest to do, right?
Mhm.
But
He may
you,
not
you
know
know,
how to really repair wood floors. That's really a specialty.
it is a specialty. It is, but
Oh,
it's an old school specialty, right? You're gonna get an old school guy. These new guys, they all with their vinyl, whatever. And just like, look, all the contractors, they love vinyl plank. Everybody love luxury vinyl plank. That stuff isn't durable. It's
It's
easy to put
not.
down.
It's not durable.
It's very easy to put down. I've been telling y'all in Clubhouse for years. I use porcelain tile. Right now, that's
mm,
hard. That's more labor intensive to put down or whatever. And if you use it, you want to use it. That's something that can last and look decent for 10 years, right? You don't want to do anything specialized. But luxury vinyl plank is not is not durable. The contractors love using it. Everyone talks about it because you can put it down in one day, right? Like
mm,
it's a 1 day job, it's a 1.5 day job, depending on how it's not a long job. It's quick and easy. But um it's not my favorite. I mean, I use it all the time. I'm not gonna sit up here and cap and say I don't use it, but it's not my favorite. Like I didn't put it in my house. You know what I'm saying? And some of my rentals, if I can put porcelain down, it holds up way longer. I got some porcelain down tile that I inherited in some spots, and that stuff will last 25 years. If you get you a good color that's decent, that can can match up with different colors and stuff like that. So anyway, but check that out.
will do. I'll do that.
Yeah, check out a specialist, a woodworking specialist. Just put it in there. Put it in Facebook Marketplace for your area. Wood flooring, original wood flooring, installation, repair. Put in, and seeing if you can cut out some areas. Because you'll be amazed. Um, and the reason why I'll tell you, like, hey, somebody say, oh, I can't replace it. Look, my house is built in 1960, so it's 65 years old. I'm not finished with my remodel, but I was replacing some windows last year, and we had a section where we actually wanted to. We had some floor to ceiling windows, and we wanted to raise the windows up, and we had to bust out the brick. Well, this is 65-year-old brick.
Mhm.
So where am I going to find this brick from? And apparently, I'm looking at Home Depot, and I'm like, I don't see nothing matching. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, I got to replace this brick, and I might have to paint the house and make it all look even. Man, I went to an actual brick mason, and I found a brick mason on Facebook Marketplace, just like what I'm telling you to do. And I took some pictures, and he's like, "Oh, that's old antique Mexican wood, antique Mexican brick, blah 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 blah." Like he knew exactly the type of brick it was,
From 1965, from this region, I had the
and he
same
found
type of thing happen.
and he found it, and he was at my house 2 days later installing the new brick, and it
Hmm.
looks exactly the same.
Okay.
So a specialist is gonna know where to find their stuff at. Is my point.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
So now, okay. There they
It
are.
was a $350 coaching call.
Thank you.
We ain't gonna tax you today, but that's
Not
why we got
today.
these clubhouse
Not
rooms.
today, God, but in time.
It, but another day on the private call, you gonna get hit for
Saved
that
her.
one.
Saved her for giving that contractor $4,500.
Hey, you know what? That's where the payoff is. That's where the payoff is. So, hey, man, well, I definitely will want to hear how it comes out for you. For sure. Let us know. Hey, we are here. Real estate rush hour was supposed to be an hour, so we're an hour and a half. If y'all got any questions, Ms. RB dipped out on us. If she comes back, she absolutely gonna kick us off. So, if you guys got any questions, come on, jump in. We're here. I also want to invite everybody temporarily, just because I'm cool. We're still inviting members to our community up top, our school community. Come on, join. It's free to get in and come kick it. Up charges if you want the actual master classes. I've got 12 master classes up here, guys. I dump all my information here just so I can have easily resources. So selfishly, people are like, oh, well, you got the community, blah, blah, blah. You charge people. This community is my repository of information. We got all kind of goodies there. All of my all my calculators, my tools, my leases, and contracts, all kinds of goodies there. That is an upcharge. But if you just want to come chat and kick it with us, that is free of charge. So feel free to jump in. It ain't gonna be free for long, as I'm still jumping in with my intentionality for 2026. But catch me while I'm slipping, and I'm slipping right now. So go ahead, go ahead, feel free to join the community. And like I said, if you got any questions, goal setting, we're talking goal setting for 2026. Um, come on up. Anybody got any events going on? Anything popping off around? I haven't heard any cool events around. No, RB's got something in February. So, what y'all got going on?
Well, well, um, I'm here in North Carolina, in Greensboro, North Carolina. I don't have a bunch of real estate, meetup events, but we do a bunch of stuff at the farm, and I use all of my events at the farm as like networking events for me. So,
First of
um,
all, I follow all them farm joints you be having, dog. And
thank you.
I probably, bro. So my niece, I'm meaning to hit you up. So my niece is at North Carolina Greensboro, freshman
All right.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's there, and I'm sure I'll be making some more trips down. I told you my people from North Carolina, so I'm gonna come check you up, man.
Come
We
through.
gotta go
Come
shoot.
through.
We gotta go shoot. I want to come shooting on the farm. I gotta come shooting at the range
Yes,
with you,
come
bro.
through. Every month we do a range day.
I be jealous.
Um,
I be saying, oh, the
yeah.
boys shooting.
every month we do a range day. So and March starts like the season for our events. So we open up with like a gospel concert on March 21st and 22nd. It's super dope. It's like a few of the churches, they're coming out bringing their calling it gospel on the line, but it's like a gospel concert. And then we do trail rides and egg hunts and all that kinds of stuff.
Oh, you
So
getting the whole
yeah.
country living going, bro. You 100%
Oh yeah.
in.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
It's all the way. It's all the way lit.
See,
It's
you
all
know,
the way
Texas,
lit.
we know
So
all about the trail rides. We know about all that stuff.
yeah,
We with it. We with it.
yeah. It's
That's
it's am- it's amazing. So yeah. So if you guys will follow me on Instagram, and if y'all ever wanna um connect, that honestly my events at the farm is like the best way, to reach me these days, because I'm not doing a bunch of real estate meetups. It's just stuff at the farm, and I use that as my way to to network with people.
have
So
some authentic connections.
authentic, bro. It's great.
Come on.
It's great. I've because you end up meeting different people that do different things. It's not just like meet up. We're all here for real estate and da 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 da. And that's still great. That's still great. I went to a few real estate meetups that other people hosted, but for me, having you end up just getting
I
people that are
connected
there.
different new
Yeah,
people,
they're
new spaces.
exactly. Like you know, uh, yeah, I don't know. We had a trail ride, and people get there to the farm, and they're just like, how did you do this?" Next thing you know, we talking business. I got a phone number. We doing business later. So, um, but yeah. So all of that to say, I got events at my farm. If y'all into that kind of thing, if y'all close by. So yeah.
For sure, because I'm like, I be looking, I'm like, I want to go on the range. These days we got a little something, something. in the garage. So anyway, guys,
Yeah.
yeah, I got a little something, something.
Absolutely. Oh, and on the end of the year tip, don't forget. I don't think anybody's mentioned it yet, but don't forget to check them rents. Don't forget to check them
All those
rents.
rants, they
You
got to
know.
go up, y'all.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a new year. Got one of them slow paying tenants. Hey, we got to lay down a law.
Absolutely.
Got to lay down.
Everybody got them. Everybody got them slow paying tenants.
Hey, man,
Everybody
we
got.
not going into
Everybody got them
26 with
tenants.
that bad energy and them bad checks, bro. We don't need no bad checks in
Abs-
2026.
Absolutely. Go ahead and put them notices out, and get them rents up. Get them rents up.
Ain't it? You ain't it, and that's okay. That's okay. Sometimes we all need to upgrade, right? We talk about upgrading these units. We got to upgrade these tenants because some of us we don't need to be bringing into the new year. They,
That's a fact.
some of y'all know what it is. I had a whole conversation with a dude, and I had one. I said because I like to tell my people, look, I don't have two conversations with you. So if we on third conversation, that's just for me plain old disrespectful. Cause you and I can't have nobody who disrespect me living in my spot. That just doesn't work. I mean, like I said, I'm with it. So when I was making my rounds this morning. I had two or three conversations with some people about different things, and I'm like, look, this ain't about the role. You must think I'm playing, but I'm not. So anyway, guys, real estate rush hour, we're an hour and a half in. Go ahead and follow everybody on the stage. Follow everybody. These are my people. We love just having a good conversation about real estate support. If you've got some goals, figure out a way to accomplish some goals. Best way to get around some goals, especially if you don't know where to start, go get with a community. Go get with some people that's trying to kick it. Like I said, my community is open to come kick it initially. I can tell you though, pretty close into 2026. I'm not going to be keeping it open because, frankly, I like having conversations that everybody don't need to hear, and that's going to be my deal for 2026. I cannot. I want to help as many people as I can, but it ain't every conversation ain't open for everybody, and some of y'all understand what I mean by that, right? Like we gotta lock in, right? We gotta lock in. We want to be strategically networking, right? We can't network. Some people we ain't rolling with, right? It just can't be that way. We got to roll with people that we rolling with. So anyway, love y'all. We'll see y'all next week. I like this marketing conversation, Sawan. Can I draft you to be on the panel for in maybe a week or two?
Absolutely. I was just gonna say like, yeah. If God puts you in my in your head, call me, bro. You got my number. I'll make it a priority to help you in whatever, whether it's jumping on here on Clubhouse and helping you with stuff, or whether it's something else.
100. Well,
I'm about it.
you know you always been on my short list on Clubhouse, one of the Clubhouse day ones, and just always my man Sawan is always taking action, and I'll leave y'all with that, man. Let's figure out a way to take some action in the 2026.
Yeah. Bless you, man. Talk soon.
Great room. Thank you. Bye, everybody.